Okay, first of all, tell us how you diagrammed the game-winning play.
I wanted Wani coming with his shoulders facing towards our basket. And then I don't want to say all this. I mean, people know what we're doing next time. It's the same thing we did with Joe Alexander. It's the same thing we did with Day on the goaltend. It wasn't called a goaltend, the Georgetown game.
Yeah.
How's that? Same setup.
Coach, are you any different a coach at that point in that timeout and that huddle than you are at any other point of the game? Is there something?
What are you trying to say? Hopefully I'm better?
I'm just wondering if you consciously have to, remind yourself of something at a time like that.
I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking about how do we get the ball to the guy that we want to have the ball, how do we get him on the run at the goal, and how do I hold their bigs from being able to block shots. We were going to get it at the rim. I mean, those are, who takes it out of bounds? Who takes it out of bounds is going to make a pass that can get us turned towards the goal that way. There's a lot of things to think about. Really, I don't have time to think about what kind of coach I'm going to be today.
Is it hard to stay calm at a point like that?
No, because you're trying to think about what you want to do.
There's a lot less to think about when you got a safety to get the ball to, though, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I mean, you want to get him, but who's going to pass it? Who's going to set the screen? How do you hold that guy?
And I guess you don't teach him that move he made.
Well, it's the same move he made the Oklahoma State game, I think, and missed it. Really, I mean, he made a great move. He made a great move, but he made the same move the Oklahoma State game. He just didn't go in. A year ago, if you remember. I would say the play he makes is an unbelievable play. He scores the goal, they get it out and throw it ahead of Perry Ellis, and he's the guy who runs in front of Perry Ellis to change his steps, his rhythm, made him kind of short step it a little bit, and he ends up missing the shot.
He said he thought he might have even got a piece of the ball.
I don't know if he got a piece of it. I know he altered his steps.
Coach, what went through your mind when you saw them throw long and it was completed?
I hope somebody's back there. Wani made a great play. Wani made a great play, and I don't even know who else was down there, but whoever else was down there that didn't let him really, tip it in.
What happens in the 48 hours in between the loss at Iowa State and then you get them to regroup and play this tonight?
We didn't go till 5 o'clock last night, so I kind of wanted to give them as much time to recover as we wanted, but we went harder than what we've been going, on a short term like that. We went harder last night, and then we watched film today, and then we had another walkthrough. But it's like Seth Greenberg said. He said that was a great walkthrough. He said that was, you guys really had a great walkthrough. We had a lot of bounce in our stuff.
Why did you decide to go harder on the short term run than you did?
Because the other way wasn't working. Every time we didn't go hard, we ended up not just losing. We kind of panicked, I think. I don't know, Mitch, we in the top 25 now?
Yes.
Are we really? How about that? The guy who votes for us in the preseason when no one else did, and we're 23 in the RPI, headed for teens, and we're not in the top 25 in the country. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. And then really the intelligence to tweet it and say you did it. That's the best part. That's the best part. Let West Virginia know where you stand.
Now, see, I drive through the snow.
Now, I hope they throw your column away.
It looked like you backed out of full court cramping as much as you might have in any game this year. What was the thinking on that?
We had guys cramping up. And the guys that I wanted to have in the game were cramping up. Wani was cramping up. JC was cramping up. I got to have those guys in the game. So that's why we did it. I didn't do it for any reason other than I needed those guys on the floor.
22 offensive rebounds, I think it is. Your teams have always done that really well. How do you emphasize it? How do you teach it?
Well, we haven't done it very well of late. You know, we went in with the year saying we had to have 10 turnovers or less every game, and we had to win a battle on the glass, and because we're going to create some turnovers, but we got to get more shots. We got more shots today. That's what we have to do. We don't shoot it as good as other people do, so we have to create more shots. I thought it was a host of guys, but a lot of it came off penetration.
I know you don't want to get into the last play, but you have a screener and a three-point shooter out there, right? But your screener was your three-point shooter, and your three-point shooter probably would have been your screener. I think Holton was in the corner, too.
Well, we had some subs I didn't know was going to happen, quite frankly, so I had to make do.
Care to elaborate on that one? That's pretty interesting.
Well, I mean, we always put Chase at the end because, you know, he holds people. They don't come off the chase, but I didn't have another big. And I had to have a big in the corner to hold him. I had to have a big in the corner to hold him, to hold that guy in the corner so we could get one he turned loose at the rim.
You have big games from scoring from a couple people, but John did kind of his old stuff. I mean, even Chase's screen is big. Billy D had a basket. He had little things even in small roles with people. Is that kind of what you needed just to kind of get it back
Well,
where
I
you
thought
had
Billy gave us good minutes. Billy, you know, he continues to learn. Billy, I'd rather had somebody else out there at the end when they shot the layup to go up by one because we're supposed to double that, and Billy didn't double it. You know, which isn't his fault. He just hasn't had the same reps that everybody else has had. It's his fault because he didn't play hard enough to deserve reps early, but he's been playing pretty hard of late. Yeah, I mean, I thought we got kind of, I thought Nate was really good, really good. Nate kind of saved the bacon for us with his offensive rebound, and he got a huge defensive rebound down there.
Does this win take a lot of pressure off?
Why would it?
It's a big
You
mark.
can't have it both ways now. I mean, I read your column. You can't have it both ways. We were.
Well, I'm wondering if I'm wrong.
I mean, why would it take pressure off of us? The whole thing is to play well enough to get seated high enough and have a high enough RPI that, especially with us the way we play, to get a decent seed. We got hurricanes coming. I mean, it doesn't. I don't know what pressure it takes off. I mean, we've got to go to Oklahoma State on Saturday, and they're playing really, really well.
Coach, does this feel like an NCAA tournament game, grinded out style?
No. The only thing it's like an NCAA tournament game is you get one day in between.
Which, how about the crowd tonight? 7,000, but to show up with the snow.
I know if you listen to the radio, you would have thought it was ice truckers. You know. God, I tell you what, I need to take some of those folks to Northeast Ohio a little bit. People just go; they don't mess around up there. Oh, it's great. It's great that those people came out. I know we would have had a big crowd. They got really just dumped on, I guess, in Princeton and Bluefield and back late. I've been over the mountain enough headed to Martinsburg. It's not Martinsburg, yeah. Hedgesville over in there. That mountain's tough. And to have this many people was great. Students were great. Students were terrific.
Bob, that last defensive possession, letting it play out down to 10 seconds when you haven't really loved your half-court defense, enough time, though, obviously, to let that possession play out without fouling?
Well, I mean, at the worst, we were going to have to come down and make a three. The people they had on the floor, we talked about fouling, but they took the guys out that we were going to foul. I mean, at the end of the game, they had Ellis, who's just made free throws. They have Mason, who has made everything he threw up. They have Selden, who is shooting in league play 50% from three, so you got to figure he's going to make free throws. They had Brandon Green, who's probably the best shooter in America. We go foul. We had to get a stop. We get a stop, and we still had time.
Did you like how that defensive possession played out? As far as, I mean, I know I got
I liked it better than the other one, yeah.
Anything else?
For what?
for your money this year?
I didn't think about that. I don't think I got it last year, to be honest with you. Well, I was going to. My wife said never came in and checked, so I don't know. I don't do that. My wife does all that. I don't.
Could she be lying to you?
Could she? Yeah, she gets anything she wants in us.
What's the difference in a player that can do what Staten does? I mean, as compared to some guys who can't make that shot, and that you wouldn't.
We probably would, if you don't have Juwan State, you probably foul. Even though they have people in there and hope they miss a free throw or come down and try to make a three. Probably.
He was moving so fast, you know how anybody could have felt.
I still think the play of the game was him running back and making that play. As I tell him all the time, if he ever played baseball, he probably could have intercepted it. He's one of them guys, you know, he probably played right field and they hit it, you know, kind of a short fly out there and he came running in and fell over his head. I tell him that all the time. He has a hard time judging them balls in the air.
What does he mean to Carter? What does he mean to Carter? He seems to take him under his wing.
Yeah, that's what he's I mean, he's really done. Him, Dax. But, I mean, Bob, you know, Jay-Sean Carter's a special freshman. I mean, to step up and make the shots that he made. I mean, he made big shots when it was getting away from us. And I'm calling plays for him, and I'm just sitting here thinking, after I called him, I just called a play for a freshman, and I got the player of the year in the Big 12 preseason player of the year, and I'm calling plays for the freshman. But I just felt like he could make them. And one he found him in transition the one time was a huge play.
Sort of off topic, did you ever get any more information on the guy you tweeted about the other day? The house?
That was, and my wife did that too.
Okay.
I mean, she got one of the GAs to tweet it on my Twitter because she said she doesn't have Twitter.
Right.
She just wanted people to see what was going on over at the house, I guess.
So that was real.
Off the record?
Sure.
I mean, how do you get mad at a guy when you've done it yourself?